take care of, I want to say staff, and dealers want to do this, but there's sometimes a perception where it's not the easiest industry to operate in from a sales standpoint and move your way up. But if you take care of your staff, you look at churn in a dealership. Churn is the worst, right? And you figure, let's say modestly it costs $25,000 per employee that you lose.
Yep.
Because time invested in them, the money invested in them to train them, and then lost productivity while you're training somebody new. Let's say the average dealer does 10 a year, right? There's $250,000 in churn. What dealer's going to say no to $250,000 that they find in fixed ops or in sales or in the business office? They're all going to say, yes, give me that.
Of course. It's crazy that, and I agree with you. It's like I start thinking of these spaces we have to change, and they're like I picture like a bubble, and it's like growing and growing and growing. Eventually it's just going to have to pop, all right? The way that we are managing, the way that we are coaching, the way that we are training our staff, that shit's got to change.
Yeah, and it's
because that's what creates the turn.
It is, and if it's not an environment, and the other thing you look at, some dealers will do this, and you know what, not just dealers, this is, I think, across any sales industry, is that the leading salesperson, you know what, you've been in this role, you've been great, you can sell 25 cars a month, you're great, you're a great salesperson, you're going to make a great sales manager.
Oh, God.
But
I hate that. I know where you're going,
right?
Now.
And
Yeah.
You look at sales manager, you're taking your highest producing salesperson off the floor.
Yep.
So now you're taking a revenue hit because they're not immediately effective in selling vehicles. They're taking them out of that. And now you're putting them in charge of people. And people are definitely not cars.
It's entirely different roles,
Right?
entirely different talents, entirely different day-to-day activities and behaviors. Like, I agree with you. In fact, actually, I just had this conversation with a dealership, and they were hiring people, and I'm like, they're looking for a new manager, and they asked me, like, Jason, do you know anybody, any of the dealerships? I'm like, no, and I don't think you should be looking at any of the other dealerships, for people that are moving around. Mm-hmm. You need that managerial, that position is an insanely different skill set than it is in sales. You need to go hire a manager, not a glorified salesperson.
200%. And somebody they don't even have to be in the industry.
No, actually, I don't think they should be.
Right?
I really don't.
You get somebody that's a great people manager from another service industry, you can train them. Anybody can learn automotive sales.
100%. So a manager needs to know how to manage the process and let the process manage the people, all right? And they need to be just process monsters. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not necessarily something that we've always been super, super good at. So I implore people to look outside the industry, for that type of position. You will see I guarantee you will see a much higher ROI if you at least start looking outwards. Not saying you have to, but I'm just saying look.